Oh. Oh boy. I put in 3 hours. Oh yeah. Is that why you're awake at 3 a.m.? Sorry, it's 4:43, I think. Oh, here you go. We gotta breed him. We need more kibs to make more money. Now we've shaken off Kim. I don't want to sleep.
The bed is cold and not particularly inviting, but it's yours. The sheets look awful.
The option to go to sleep becomes available every night after 9 p.m.
No. We've shaken off Kim, so now we can go do some more illegal things. Morning, ZM. How's it going? Have a map now? No. Hey, still drunk there? Dude, you're gonna die. And equip our pear bag. Pick up some pear. The fucking hobo. So many bottles. Leave these lying around? There better not be any bottles in here, Grandma. You're cleaning. Oh, she's still there? Dude. Anyway, we're equipping the bolt cutters. Now that Kim isn't here.
This door has been closed with a padlock. A chalk-drawn number on the board says number 11.
Use the chain cutters to cut through the padlock.
The shackle snaps like a twig, and the lock falls to the floor with a little thud. It should be possible to enter now.
A bullet? Ceramyresian lounge jacket. +1 conceptualization. Books of critical theory on the monstrosities of capital and such. Photos of revolutionaries posing with guns. A flamboyant poster of a white star.
A plaster cast bust depicts a middle-aged man with impressive sideburns. The name on the plinth reads Kraz Mazov.
Who is Kraz Mazov?
Situated between a poster of a white star and a photo of revolutionaries posing with their guns. This can't be coincidence. There can only be one explanation. Kraz Mazov is a communard. Yes. Kraz Mazov, nom de guerre, was an economist and a theoretical historian. He was a leading figure in the Grad side of the turn-of-the-century revolution, where he headed the 9-day government. Mazov is considered the father of scientific communism, Mazovian thought, or Mazovianism.
Communard lives in this room. Look around.
A poor communard, from the looks of it. The room is barely bigger than a closet.
Revolutionaries love to pose with their guns. So true. I need my tear bag. More tear here. I think there's tear on the balcony though. That was alcohol. That's supposed to be just a door. Saw some bottles up here. Not many though.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural?
Is that bed in the coal room yours?
Ooh. Not only have you found my address, you've discovered my biggest secret. I'm a coal miner.
I'm sure.
She does have eyes that seem to be smeared with coal.
But you have a real home.
Does anyone in a city like this?
She replies wistfully, looking around. Not the nicest place, but I guess it'll have to do.
It doesn't have to do anything at all. Nothing does. Like me. Right now, I'm doing nothing at all.
The inspiration will come to her once hell is set loose on the streets. It's too calm right now.
Cool, I have other questions.
Shoot, Piggy. It's what you do, isn't it?
Fine. What I wanted to do was talk to the racist, but I already did this dialogue with him, I think. There's one more option though. A splatter of bullet holes lines the wall. You okay, dude? Things I've seen, hit, and said. Nah, he's gone to bed. They're all gone. Except for Measurehead, he's still up. The Greater Revachol Industrial Harbor, yeah. Grandma's still up.
The woman still has her eyes fixed on the photograph.
Excuse me, ma'am, I'd like to ask some questions.
No response. Wherever this woman is,
Grandma?
nothing.
Okay. If you don't snap your fingers at her the first time, you miss it. Oh, tear. I need my money, dude. Otherwise, I can't sleep.
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything.
I wanted to ask about my missing gun again.
Sure thing.
Sold you my gun?
You were adamant about getting rid of it, officer. Said you were undeserving of a service weapon of the Revachol Citizens Militia. And I don't like keeping guns around the shop for long. Off the charts photon emissions. The unhealthy kind.
He's not telling you the whole story. It seems he's trying to spare you.
I feel like there's something you're not telling.
You weren't quiet yourself, officer.
What was I like?
You were very distraught. You said the gun was a threat to your life and that you can't trust yourself with it tonight. And that you need the money. When I said that I don't normally buy firearms, you put the gun barrel in your mouth and sort of sucked on it. Then I agreed to take it.
Very normal behavior. You must have been in great shape.
I really should have killed myself. Wait, how much did I sell the gun for?
15 real.
It's nothing. Say nothing.
The light swells in his face and glasses. He doesn't know what to say either.
Thanks for the review. Let's talk about something else.
Sure, man.
A typical Martinez street.
Oh, that's the street light. Most military wear, with a few more eccentric fashions thrown in. Oh.
Wow, a very large red t-shirt with an impressive print stands out from the other garb.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah, the print depicts a muscled man striding toward you, a giant sword in each hand, encircled by burning embers. Behind him is a cluster of cabins engulfed in flames. Beneath him are the words, Hyundal burning.
I don't think we need that t-shirt. Doesn't look very professional. Alright, I think we got much of the terrace we're gonna find. Well, no, there are some more bottles up here. There are quite a lot of bottles here. That's where we partied. So you can use the phone here, but I'm not sure who to call. Here. Tons and tons of bottles. For how much you get for a bottle. Well, there's no tear for glass bottles in reality. Are you guys open 24/7? She's still working. What the fuck? You need a union.
The tear machine stands in the corner. A sign says, 1 bottle equals 10 cents.
10 cents.
Your
Oh,
bottles clunk into the machine, and the money appears with a satisfying jingle.
got
You're
3
a
real.
richer man now. Do you know what you should do with that money, kiddo? You should buy more alcohol. Enter the endless cycle of consumption.
So true, dude. And I don't think there's much more we can do. Night. Talk to the old lady.
Hello again, sweetie.
You seem to be in a chair.
Yes, dear. I'm a paraplegic.
A paraplegic is someone with limited or no ability to use the lower half of their body. Paraplegia is caused by spinal cord injuries, like falling from a great height, or a grenade explosion.
Thanks for clearing that up for me. Let's move on.
No problem.
She nods, smiling up at you from behind her glasses.
There is no bitterness in her voice. She accepted the curiosity her condition inspires a long time ago.
How'd you like to roll with me?
Whatever do you mean?
Nothing. I was thinking of the lyrics to a song. Wanna roll with me?
Ah, yes. Probably Roll With Me by the Fletchers. People often quote the Fletchers at me. Morel says it's my theme song.
I gotta get going now. I was just trying to get more dialogue options with her. I know there's a lot. Didn't want to.
Can I help you?
No. Let's go to bed. It's late. Oh, we have some tear in our apartment. Except that one isn't lootable for some reason.
The window stands broken in its frame. Cold wind blows in.
Visual calculus. Assess the damage.
The shards face outward. Whatever broke this window came from the inside.
Did I break it with my own hands?
A fine web of scarring covers the back of your right hand, but none of it is recent.
What did this then?
More likely a projectile than a held object. There are no fragments on the floor from pulling a tool back in after impact.
Assess the size of the impact.
It is too large for a bullet, yet too small for a piece of furniture. You're looking for something heavy and larger than your fist. The shoe you found on the balcony fits the hole almost as well as your foot. It would have also been heavy enough if thrown with force. Congratulations, you smashed the window with your own shoe.
What a stupid thing to do.
Pretty much. But hey, at least you found your shoe. Not that it will keep you warm at night. Brr.
Need these bottles. Oh, there's another bottle. Get up. Don't know if we can
A
try
mirror
this again.
hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the expression.
Can you use chain cutters here?
A mirror hangs on the
Use your
bathroom
chain
wall.
cutters to fix the faucet.
your
Stop
face,
steam from fogging up the mirror.
With the expression. The faucet is
Oh, I
quite
did.
terribly mangled, but you just might be able to twist its parts into place. You handle the chain cutters deftly, applying just enough pressure. The faucet regains a recognizable shape. The steam stops. Told you that you needed those chain cutters. Everything is connected. Everything has a purpose. The mirror begins to clear slowly without you having to wipe it.
Attempt to stop the expression from happening? Well, double 6.
Still not happening. It won't come off that easy.
Let the mirror be for now.
The bed is cold.
Roll it. Day 2.
The sheets feel at once coarse and clammy against your skin. The bed sags beneath your weight as you stretch out and finally close your eyes. And then sleep doesn't come.
But I want to sleep.
Obviously, you're in bed with your eyes closed, but it's not happening.
Why?
Maybe it's the bed's fault.
Roll over to the other side.
It's a little better. Colors, scenes, and half-formed phrases still litter your mind. Part of you is still trying to solve the case, isn't it?
Who killed it? Who?
Something to do with... What was it that the lieutenant said? Union? And it's gone again. Your thoughts lost between the slowing brain waves.
No more thoughts. Fall asleep now.
Your breathing steadies. A great silence washes over you until your eyelids twitch in your sleep and images start forming.
Do you remember the scent of your childhood?
I remember nothing.
Do you remember your wife's hand on your face?
You said who?
Do you remember the warmth of her thighs, between her legs and in her mouth?
I was left.
That's right, funky baby. And you just stood there. One hand on the bottle and the other on your dick. Watching her go. Let it all be dragged away from you. Tell me, where are your friends? Human beings have friends, Harry boy. Where the hell are yours?
I don't want to come back.
They were only cramping your descent into the abyss. Now they're gone. 3 times gone and never coming back. All of it. You failed. You failed me. You failed Elysium.
What is Elysium?
Everything. The pale and the useless. On the surface. The outer magnetosphere. Burning, furious truth. 8,000 years of written history. You really dropped the ball, Harry. 4.6 billion people. And you failed every single one of them. You really fucked up.
I've talked to you before.
No, Harry. You were just talking to yourself. That's all you ever do. Even in your dreams. And the act is wearing thin. The spots of the disco ball fade around you. You'll be back in those cold snakeskins in no time. Sweating up the bed. Stinky boy.
I can come back from this.
You're not coming back from shit. Thrashing around in that high conductivity state of yours. Bumping into things and acting like a clown. Who are you kidding?
I'm trying to solve this case.
You're trying to what? I can't hear you. This is just a word dream now. Jumbled up garbage. The pictures are gone. The bed rises to meet you. A thin, sleep-like state. More glass than velvet, grinding in your head.
So something is wrong. Sleep shouldn't be this bad, this dry, this unnourishing. There's something wrong with your thoughts. Some kind of new type of hangover.
Oh, there's another type?
Oh yes, party boy, and it's worse than the one before. Just think of the shit you saw. Here it comes too. So soon already. A silent alarm goes off in your head like clockwork. Barely let you sleep at all. Time to get those clothes on, Harry. Time to go to work in the shit factory.
Morning. Get up. Come on, get up. Oh, you can do it.
Good going, buddy.
Oh my god, what the hell was that?
Oh, just a dream. You have ones like that all the time. You feel even worse this morning than you did last night.
What's going on with me?
You mean, why are you so tired? Too tired and down to even think? It is worrying, isn't it? You can't be a detective like this. Detectives need to be able to think.
Why is this happening?
It's just that your heart has finally pumped all the speed out of your system, Buster. Time to get some more. Don't do that. Stay strong. The hangover will wear off. You don't need to keep doing this to yourself.
I need to get more of it then. Detecting is my life. Opt in. No, I can take this. I'm not going to go looking for speed.
Are you sure? Ready to live as this pathetic shell of yourself for days? Basically, a week. Let's be honest, 2 weeks. Maybe 3. You won't make it. Half the town will be dead by then. You will be fired.
That's a lie. I can do this without the speed. Half the town won't be dead.
Suit yourself, slow, sad shell man. See how you do without your spark.
Alright, good morning. No hobo bag in during the day.
The door is closed.
Union dudes. Good morning. Good morning.
Morning.
He gives you a quick nod.
I've got some good news. I took care of the body. The thought of him decomposing in my MC wouldn't let me sleep.
Good, thanks.
I'm just glad he's gone. We have other matters to attend to.
The lieutenant is downplaying his contribution. He got up before sunrise to get this done, and now he's quite pleased with himself for taking care of the gruesome business so efficiently.
The Union muscle finally turned up, and they look rowdy. We need to talk to them.
What do you mean by rowdy?
I mean ungovernable. Martinez isn't exactly enthusiastic about the RCM being here. They prefer to be policed by the Union. These men here, men who drink beer for breakfast? There's talk of an armed wing of the Union called the Hardy Boys, who are responsible for state policing. I think it's them.
Are these the men Guard told us about yesterday?
I completely forgot. Sorry, I had a rough night's sleep. It's them by the looks of it. Loud and nasty, just like the manager said. One loose thread less to worry about, and one big problem to replace it.
He crosses something out. Let's roll.
One more thing before we do. We don't have to talk to them immediately. We can walk right past them, continue with our business.
Good. A power move. Purposefully concentrate on something else first. Yeah, streetwise. Zoom right past. Do it on your own terms. But aren't you curious to know what they have to say about the murder?
They're in no hurry to leave. They think they own the place. Anyway, I leave that choice to you. Whatever you decide is fine by me.
I'm gonna talk to the holding lady.
Just a moment.
The old woman turns back to the cafeteria manager.
She's agitated, judging from the way she keeps pulling at the frayed edge of her blanket.
And there's no public phones nearby?
The closest phone booth is down the coast. Sorry for the inconvenience, ma'am.
Cafeteria manager appears genuinely apologetic.
It's fine, I understand. Thank you anyway. I'm glad to see you again, dear.
Good day, ma'am. Everything all right?
Please don't trouble yourself about me, sweetie. I was just hoping to make a call, but the Whirling's phone line isn't working. The union office probably has a phone, but I can't really get there. Or to the phone booth down the coast. And Gary's phone is dead too.
Why do you need to use the phone anyway?
To let the young woman who's house sitting for us know that we may be delayed. Morel, my husband, and our friend Gary were supposed to get back by Monday night. But they're still missing, and I haven't heard from them.
It's Wednesday now.
I was also hoping she'd heard from Morel.
Okay, I'll bite. Has your husband gone missing before?
That's just it. This isn't like him at all. He always plans his expeditions so carefully. But you have more important things to worry about.
She glances out the window toward the bay.
More important than a missing expedition? I don't know. Expeditions often lead to something interesting.
This expedition your husband was on.
Just some field work, sweetie. Morel is a highly trained scientist. He and his assistant Gary are studying an extremely rare species of insect. But they should have returned by now. They were just going down the coast across the waterlock to set a few traps. He said they'd be back on Monday. What could be keeping them?
The waterlock. That was broken. Could this be it?
Wait, who's this Gary person? Do you trust him?
Oh, sweetie, it's nothing like that.
Miles.
Gary's as loyal as they come. I trust him with my husband's life any day.
The water lock to the other side of the coast is broken. They're probably just stuck over there.
Oh my. What happened to the water lock?
Probably just some technical problem.
Well, whatever the cause, I'm thankful. To both of you. You've spared me another sleepless night.
You're welcome, ma'am.
I hate to ask, but if your investigation takes you to the other side of the coast, please do keep an eye out for my husband.
This will surely lead to a cryptozoological mystery with that extremely rare insect. Yes, some left-field scientific research is exactly what you need right now. Funk up that vanilla murder investigation.
And if you see him, let him know Lena is waiting for him here at the Whirling. He gets so tangled up in his work that he may not know the water lock's been repaired. And it's cold out there.
If I see him, I'll let him know you're here. When or if I get there.
Oh, you're such a dear. Thank you, sweetie.
Tell me more about Morel. Looks, character, your relationship.
Oh dear. I'm not sure where to begin.
What does your husband look like?
Well, his expression is slightly grumpy, but his eyes are always bright and curious, like a small boy's. And his palms are quite coarse from all the field work, but he's quite gentle.
It's always a challenge to describe the person you know best in the world.
Let's try again. If I were trying to meet him on the street, what would I look for?
Oh, well, he's a bit shorter than you, but with a larger frame. And he has longish white hair, usually a bit uncombed. You might say wild, even.
The lieutenant pulls out his notebook and begins jotting down the woman's description.
One other thing, he'll likely have all kinds of field gear on him, even if he's not out in the reeds, you know, just in case.
I think I have all the information I need. Let's move on.
I hope I've been useful.
So your husband is some kind of scientist?
Oh, yes. A zoologist. A cryptozoologist, to be more precise.
What is cryptozoology?
It's a pseudoscience that attempts to legitimize research into mythological beasts and urban legends.
The lieutenant sounds unimpressed.
That's one opinion, yes. And people are entitled to their opinions.
She's used to playing off such insults casually, but they still affect her.
My apologies, ma'am. I did not mean to undermine your hobby.
It's not a hobby, dear. It's a subfield of zoology, one specializing in animal species that are so exceedingly rare that many assume them to be extinct or even fictitious. Searching for such species called cryptids is difficult and often thankless, and frankly, many scientists are too lazy to do it. Universities these days are rarely interested in supporting real research.
She's completely internalized her husband's struggles. They are her own.
Maybe you could convince her to tell you about some cool cryptids. Okay.
You're an enthusiastic idiot, but you're still an idiot.
I want to know everything about cryptids. Living cryptids, extinct cryptids, marine cryptids, land cryptids, bring it on.
We don't have time for Cryptozoology 101. Let's get back to work, shall we?
Okay. That's all now, man. Oh, hey, you're back. Are you still putting vodka into the bowl? The tomato slices are so thinly sliced you can see through them.
The man ponders his cooking you.
Yeah. Yeah, we're just gonna walk out. I don't know what else we're gonna do, though. That's what we needed to do. Isn't this lowered by now? No? And did it say? Doesn't say anymore. But it was gonna be fixed now. Day 2, but what day is that? The apartment next to the bookshop? No. I haven't had any reason to go there yet. Well, it depends on what you mean. I've been in the apartment complex, but I haven't fucked around with the door there. I haven't talked to these guys. Fine, just a little heartburn. You're the angriest man I know, René.
Have you no shame? Whining about your back every time you bring out the measuring tape.
René, you're a man with a fork in a world of soup. Please, let's just try to enjoy the game, alright?
The other one is eating a big sandwich.
I'm trying to, but you keep breaking my concentration. You're old. I can see that. We're both old. Now stop grabbing your ass like it's a girl.
Better observe them first.
See? Your munching and complaining have ruined my concentration.
The man throws a metal ball towards a smaller wooden ball in the sand, missing it by a meter.
Ah, mon Dieu. The pain in my back is unbearable. I can't even say if it's in my back or hip anymore. Feels like it's in both.
He tries to measure the throw.
I hope you pass out from it. You goddamn jellyfish. Men like you are the reason this nation is sinking.
Standing tall and proud, he looks at his partner with disgust. A moment of your time, fellows. Don't get involved in the game.
You're such a wuss.
Sure, officer. I am René Arnaud, and my specially abled partner here is Gaston Martin. How can we help you?
Do you know anything about the man hanged in the back of Whirling in Rags?
Unfortunately, I don't. Unlike most of the locals, I have no qualms about assisting law enforcement. But this affair has passed me by completely.
And most of the locals?
In Martinez, the Union is the law. So can you really blame them?
But you don't have a problem with cops.
Cop is a pejorative term. I don't have a problem with policemen. On the contrary, I admire the effort to bring order to our streets.
He doesn't know about the crime. Your time is better spent discussing politics.
So again, you don't know anything.
If I knew, I would not be afraid to tell you. I simply don't. I'm an old man, not a coward. The daily business of the riffraff no longer concerns me.
This is a man with a lot of past, but little present, and almost no future.
You seem to be playing in a crater.
Yes. The terrain here provides an interesting variety to a familiar game.
Does it have anything to do with all the bullet holes I've been seeing around?
Yes. It was left by heavy artillery fire.
Okay, it's a crater left by artillery fire, but why?
Why what?
Why was heavy artillery used?
Because that's what happens when communards hijack your country, execute your supreme leadership, and turn your capital into a slaughterhouse. You use heavy ordnance to clean up your home.
Did you use artillery fire against them?
Sadly, no. It was the foreigners who brought them to their knees. We fought valiantly. Too valiantly. So valiantly we got licked.
He adds, squeezing a bull in his fist.
Should have fought dirty, like they did with their suicide sex cult propaganda and mad anarchist women strapped to shrapnel bombs. We didn't though, and we lacked caliber. God bless him, but the suzerain's cannons simply weren't big enough.
It was probably a bit more complicated than that.
Why shell them here in Martinez?
Because this place is a damn beachhead. Had to soften the commies up first.
The beachhead?
Yes. The military coordinated amphibious landing to take back Revachol. Martinez was used as one of the 3 footholds in Revachol during Operation Deathblow in 08. The other 2 are off in Stella Maris and the Delta.
Nod thoughtfully and turn to look northeast.
This here is Blood Ground, where coalition boots first made landfall and cleaned those rabid dogs out. Most likely, we're playing pétanque on their mangled corpses.
Blood ground. You got old René going there. Like he isn't hungry enough already.
Ah, that explains all the war damage.
Damn right, son. They laid the fire of hell on the city before they stormed it. And it worked, too.
There's a strange gleam in his eyes.
The rest of the city got cleaned up, but Martinez they keep as a monument. And now the Union Socialists are practically running the place.
Well, it's your own damn fault. You, we, the coalition, Revachol, whoever you want to blame, never finished the job. Officially, the party never surrendered. Of course they still all influence.
You don't even begin to truly understand the players at the table, let alone the specific circumstances surrounding the... What do you think?
He stops mid-sentence and turns to you.
Thinking men have opinions on these things. Present one.
Homies just don't understand how money works. Foreign powers cleaned up our mess, and now they rule us. Shake your head in shame.
I'm sorry it had to be them. After 8 years of fighting those hyenas, boiling cats for food and drinking piss in the mountains, I would have preferred if the Right Honorable King Guillaume returned through Revachol, or even if that damn clan Frisel had risen from the grave and led us. Sadly, that was not the case.
This royal failure weighs heavily on him.
Instead, all that is just, holy, and beautiful in the world was wiped away, and now it's neon signs with toothpaste ads everywhere. Foreign influence peddling garbage and stupid music on the radio.
He sighs.
This is just what the commies wanted. This was their plan all along. This is what they wanted to replace the role of the suzerain with.
How does Philippe III factor into this, point towards the monument?
It doesn't. That was 100 years ago. Ain't got nothing to do with anything.
Was this Frisse?
Damn Frissel. He was the king we couldn't protect. The Carabineers failed him, and the crown. He died in the hands of the Hyperlay, in a very public execution.
He slouches as he says that. It makes him smaller, admitting they left the king to the mob.
You mentioned Guillaume.
A true king in both blood and mind, led Revachol before Frissel. He would have been better, but the damn commies drove him into exile.
What exactly is a suzerain?
The suzerain is the king! Has everyone forgotten already? They forgotten already. It's no use talking to you. You were still in Daddy's balls when it happened. When we took our last stand against the filth and rode the cavalry straight into gunfire.
What is it about this old soldier that makes him stand so proud? I'm gonna fail this.
As Rene turns from you to his partner and back, the medals on his chest rattle and glare. He keeps his spine straight and his ribcage lifted, displaying them proudly.
How many medals are there?
2. The larger one is shaped like a cross, while the smaller medal resembles the sun.
Look at the cross.
A crowned head in front of 2 crossed rifles. The medal hangs from a blue striped triangle.
The sun.
A small blue star inside an orange sun. It has the word Valiance written below.
The medals point to his chest. Did you get them for...
For bravery.
He interjects.
It's a conflicted topic for the old veteran. There must have been a number of controversial episodes in his service days.
For bravery?
For doing my duty in the heat of battle. For looking my mortality in the eye. When men like Gaston here hid in the bushes and shot themselves.
He saved some muddy princeling who foolishly strolled into the front line in his gown of velvet and gold.
Saved a princeling?
It was on the first months of the revolution here in Revachol. Unrest was spreading like wildfire. Marauders had taken most of the Couronne and were getting really ambitious. King Frissel thought he could end it all in one decisive strike. Sent his cousin, Drisson, to put an end to the unrest.
The old carabinier runs his fingers over the larger medal.
Alas, the young Drisson was all piss and no vinegar, wearing a tunic of purple velvet and cockatiel feathers to battle. Even his rifle was gold-plated, shone from 5 clicks away. Can you imagine the asininity?
Purple velvet tunic. That isn't exactly camo.
To keep the long and bloody story short, Drisson marched us against the partisans in Couronne. And when I say marched, I mean made us walk into captured enemy territory, single file, like toy soldiers, while he rode in front on his giant red stallion. The rebels were smart. They let us come real close before opening fire. Suffice to say, it was carnage.
Bastards, slowly shake your head.
I got shot in the left shoulder and went down. Just a flesh wound. But just as I turned over, the prince fell into the mud next to me. He was missing his lower jaw. Then his horse, driven mad by the noise and smell of gunpowder, stepped on my leg and shattered my knee.
He pats his right thigh.
Hang on to the story. Veterans get sentimental after such retellings. This might yield something useful.
Okay, then what did you do?
I grabbed my sidearm and shot the beast in the head. Then everything went black.
Capitaine Arnaud, le fléau des chevaux.
the bane of horses.
When I came to, it was all over. It was just me and Jolas Tresson, gurgling in the blood-soaked mud right next to me. The dink had taken numerous flesh wounds and lost a lot of blood. But despite missing his jaw, he seemed hesitant to die. Tougher than he looked, that one.
That's no dink, that's a fighter.
So I grabbed the dink and started crawling. Kept going until the 59th Cavalry picked us up. Through some miracle, we both survived. And the joyless freak convinced Frissel to give me a medal for not leaving him to die in his own blood. Piece and shit. He was the commanding officer and I was on duty. Just doing my job. Shouldn't hand out medals for that. 13 months later, I received the Sun for distinguished service. It's not worth mentioning.
You sense he's downplaying it. He did a lot more than his duty. More than anyone's duty. It's in his spine, in his billowing breasts, and untarnished self-worth.
Sounds like you're being modest, Rene.
The old carabinier stands quietly like a statue, his features motionless.
What Monseigneur Modesty is not telling you is that he crawled over 7 kilometers before the cavalrymen found him and Drizant. 2 days later that was. And that even while crawling with a mangled half-dead prince on his back, he still managed to murder 3 rebels on his way.
Is that pride in his voice? It's deep down, but maybe even unbeknownst to the man himself, it's there.
Quite impressive. It's men like Rene who made Revachol great once.
Maybe, but also bear in mind, officer. They don't end this out for anyone with a service record. Oh no, you have to get shot repeatedly. And you need to get your hands bloody too. Really, really bloody.
Do not speak of what you know nothing about, Poltroon. Duty is something you will never understand.
He slams the heel of his boot in the ground. Thanks for the story, Rene.
Bah! There were many such stories in those days. Many such men too. True Revacholians. Men with backbone.
Oh yes, René, yes. Men were bigger, girls were prettier, and everyone wore the fascia. Lord, please bring those days back, if you can.
I'm not getting into this with you again. Officer, was there anything else?
You should try to come up with a heroic story of your own. Impress this old soldier.
Thank you for your time.
It's clear you like the hard stuff, Brota.
The what? Sounds like my stomach is growling.
Evening falls. The time has come to take the vow.
Vows?
The vows of blood and flesh.
What is my lower intestine going on about?
Lower intestine? The term is metabolic and circulatory system.
Okay, but what's the hard stuff?
Fascism, Brota.
What is fascism? What?
Many things, but it's mostly about trusting your gut. Who does your gut tell you is the source of Revachol's problems?
Foreigners? Financiers? Leftist academics? Liberals? I thought you were my circulatory system. The liberals?
Yes, them. But also, women.
Women?
Women. Men of war. You don't like them. They're insane. Their idiocy needs to be scrubbed off this world with rubbing alcohol.
That's true, dude.
Need to go back to the fucking kitchen. That's what fascism boils down to. The rest is also important. But the main thing is that women need to know their place.
Okay, Stomach, I've made up my mind about fascism.
You're going to keep your views, right? Keep your views, Brota.
I will keep my vows for the glory of the Revacholian nation.
For the nation? Smart. Best not to mention the woo men too often. That's why you're the head and I am the stomach.
Hmm. At your stomach. Finish thought. What was that? That was weird. Revacholian nationhood. Haggard nationalist. Let's become a haggard nationalist. They've fucked this place. Revachol is in ruins. The Koikos and the Kips and the Armatures with their desert pygmy magic spinning tops. They've fucked it. Orangese liberals and Vespertine moneylenders too. They're all socialists, especially the women and the Kits. You have only a vague idea what this means, but it's clear that a good strong state must be erected upon the ruins. If any of us are to have a future, the shadowy outlines of this state start forming every time you close your eyes. Yeah, let's internalize that shit. Is this thing open now? I'm very confused. Freaking day is it? Doesn't say. Getting a lot of penalties here. I don't like that he starts complaining about me running just because I accidentally ran like twice. I feel like you should at least have to run a certain amount without him bitching about it. Just to prevent getting the achievement being broken just by accidentally double-clicking. Alright.
Let me handle this.
The woman says to the crowd in the mess hall before turning to you.
You seem a little different today. Less hospitable.
You are far from home, Lieutenant. This isn't a district known for its love of self-proclaimed militiamen.
You're right, Lieutenant. She did seem friendlier sitting on that corner.
Not a muscle moves in her face, but her eyes trace yours, stern and perceptive.
You are looking for Titus Hardy, who you think has information on a murder the RCM is investigating. You want to interview him.
She points to the man standing in the middle of the room.
That's Titus. Talk to him, but know this. I'll be keeping an eye on you. No strong arming, nothing official. The District of Martinez does not recognize your authority to make arrests.
It doesn't matter if you recognize our authority. We will make an arrest if we have to.
She says nothing. Her glare speaks for her.
What's your role in all this?
Obviously, I'm a lawyer. A legal counselor for the Dock Workers Union. I would urge you to consider what you say to my clients.
I should talk to Titus then. This royal pinball machine is unplugged.
This is where you say your bed.
A broad-shouldered man points at you with a beer can.
Detective.
The lieutenant acknowledges you with a sharp note. He's leaving it to you. We need to talk about the man hanged out back.
Oh, this is about him. A real looker, that won't.
You sure took your time, huh? Waited for him to get real ripe and pretty for you.
He looks to Titus for approval.
Oh, he was a real pretty boy. Hanging up there, letting out that pretty boy smell.
I can't for the life of me understand why you did it. I mean, I would have just left him up there. You must really like cleaning up other people's shit.
You might want to start asking your questions now. It's not going to get better than this.
Do a head count first. Connect these men to the tracks you saw in the yard. Chances are they're going to match.
Scan the room.
Starting from the right. Boot size 44. Blonde man. In his 30s. Overbearingly masculine. Sitting on his right. Standard working boots. Size 45 or 46. Eldest in the room. Probably mid-50s. Smoker. Quiet. Across at the other table. Hobnailed working boots. Size 43. Gang tattoos. Mesk or Sarah Maritzian in his late 30s, early 40s. And then standard working boot. Steel reinforced toes. Size 46. The big dick. Wide at the shoulders and lean at the hips. Rugby cap. Fingerless gloves. And numerous scars. A little under 40. The emblem on his vest says Rowing Club. A little patch below it reads T. Hardy, Captain. In the far corner, standard working boot. Steel reinforced toes. Size 44. 40-something. Non-alcoholic beverage in hand. You squint. Is that a plectrum?
And the little guy?
Size 41. With the light step. Not a child, after all. An older man with a rat face, mean, watery eyes, and 2 front teeth missing. In the middle, heaving and wheezing. Big guy. Boot size 46. Deep marks. Probably carried the victim over. He, alone, is 130 kilos. Add the man in armor, and you could easily exceed 220. In conclusion, these 7 are the actors on the crime scene. The footprints were theirs, but there's a discrepancy.
One of them is missing. The odd soul?
Exactly. You've stood there for about 4 seconds, not saying anything. Hit them with questions. Where's the 8th Hardy?
The fuck is with you, fella?
Titus is staring at you with his head tilted. I found 8 sets of footprints, but there's only 7 of you. Where is the 8th Hardy boy?
What are you talking about, madman? There's no 8th Hardy boy. There's 7 of us and we're all here.
He sizes you up.
Or what? You want to be the 8th Hardy boy? We ain't hiring.
He shakes his head.
Actually, boss, we've been talking and we think she could maybe...
She? So there's an 8th Hardy, and it's a Hardy girl? Who might it be? Elizabeth? The gardener?
Shut the fuck up, Glenn! I do the talking here. Now what the fuck do you want, cop?
So let me get this straight. There is an 8th Hardy boy. It's a she, and you don't like us talking about her?
That's right. We're not talking about this. This is a private Hardy Boys matter. Nothing to do with your shit. End.
He points at the lieutenant.
You're not cops here. Don't go digging around if you don't want a bullet in the back of your head. I'm watching you.
Good. We are all watching each other.
The lieutenant adjusts his spectacles.
There's no point in pushing it further, he thinks. This is already a victory. We'll learn more about this 8th Hardy sooner or later.
The man hanged in the backyard. Did you do it?
The pretty boy. You guys really love talking about that pretty boy.
Funny. But my partner and I have a serious matter to discuss with you.
I have spoken to the dead man in a bizarre occult vision. Why is there a container belt around the dead man's neck?
Container belt? Like we use in the harbor?
Yes. Why?
Because we took it from the harbor where we work. Then we went out back and used it to hang him. We did this together, all of us, until he was dead. That's why there's a container belt around his neck.
Aha, so you just confessed to murder.
Goddamn right.
No. These 7 honest men have equally come forth. They told you what happened so that you don't waste any more of your time.
All 7 together. They're diluting responsibility. It's an anti-arrest tactic.
Who called the shots that night?
Are you deaf? There will be no singling anyone out. You can't arrest a Hardy Boy without arresting all Hardy Boys. Do you think you could do that? Do you think you could arrest them all?
A shadow of a smirk passes her lips as she tilts her head.
A trick question. Don't let her lead the conversation.
No, but seriously, who calls the shots around here?
Who do you fucking think does?
You do. Pointed Elizabeth. I thought she did.
It wasn't a question, dickwad. How fucking stupid are you?
This asshole is worse than... Titus runs the Hardy Boys, genius. That's why we're called the Hardy Boys. Ain't that right, fellas?
I think you got your answer, Mr. Law.
Yes, there are some administrative differences. But on that night, they all acted as one man.
When did this hanging incident occur?
You don't have to keep answering his questions.
The fixer turns to remind Titus.
I know, Lizzie. Relax. We killed him last Sunday night. Seemed like a good way to end the week.
How long had you known the victim?
Known him? We don't associate with scum like that, asshole.
Yeah! Who do you think we are?
You're the freaking Hardy Boys.
Quiet. He came around about 3 weeks ago when that Pines cow first sailed into town. Happy?
By the Pines cow, you mean Joyce Messier, the representative for White Pines? The same company you are striking against?
No. I mean the Pines cow. The stupid-ass cow they sent in to fuck us over. But you know what?
He rubs his chin, pretending to mull it over.
Why don't you ask her about the pretty boy? I'm sure she has interesting things to say when you ask her hard enough.
That's enough insinuation for today, Titus. Officer, your interview is drawing to an end. Don't waste your last questions.
Why did you kill him?
Why? 'Cause he was worthless mercenary scum. And he stepped out alive in my town.
He was a mercenary, that's it?
I am. He stepped out alive.
He repeats, jaw clamped shut like a vice.
What kind of mercenary?
The kind that shows up when you start a strike. The experienced kind, too. Had Cohoy and Seminine written all over him. Ex-Oranese Special Forces.
A live grenade, right here in our bar.
The man spreads his arms.
This one has a special gripe with him coming here.
I can't prove it, but I know he was sent by the Wild Pines. They hired merc shit like that. Story of every strike from here to Samara.
Right, but what did he actually do wrong?
Wrong? He harassed women, raped one, harassed workers, threatened to kill some as a warning.
He wiped spittle from his mouth.
From rape to harassment to threats of violence. Why the strange de-escalation? He regrets mentioning it. Hopes you didn't notice.
To kill us all, if we don't open the gates, if we don't let the scabs in, if we don't bend over. That was before he started coming here.
He cracks his knuckles.
Yeah, he said it was his favorite joint now. Started coming here every night. Drinking, grabbing girls. Grabbed one of ours mid-karaoke. Right there on the stage.
He grabbed someone?
The lieutenant is trying to make a sense of this flood of information.
Yeah. This girl's on the mic. A beautiful girl. Young. Gets into the second verse of Lover Lake. The fucker grabs her legs, starts screaming. Show me your cunt! Why don't you show me your cunt? Then, he gets knocked on the head with a wine bottle. Doesn't even fall down.
Was this the same girl who was sexually assaulted? Raped, you said?
Aren't you fucking listening? My man is talking to you. He took care of it. They got the girl out before anything else could happen.
Yeah, me and Eugene got her out. Aren't you fucking listening?
He repeats like a parrot.
Seems like they don't want to talk about that rape Titus mentioned. Why not? This is a serious allegation. Make them talk about it.
Right, but who did he rape then? This is a very serious allegation.
No. You're not getting the name. That's a Martinez matter. And I'm not discussing it with you clowns.
You murdered him just like that. No remorse.
How many people have you sent to the Shays? Ever felt remorse for them?
Or send them to Reunion to rot. For 20 years. For life.
He says it as if it were worse than dying. What we do is different. We enforce the law. You just kill people like it's nothing.
But you see, a lawman, is something people agree upon. And here in Martinez, we agreed that this man had to die.
How did you kill him?
We hanged him up by his neck until he got real still. Wasn't that obvious, copper?
Didn't they teach you anything at the cop school, idiot?
You're pretty sure you've had at least 2 years of cop school and many more of active service.
The autopsy showed there were no ligature marks. His hands were not tied. Can you explain that?
Look, I'm not gonna play 20 questions with you, capo. I'll say it again. We killed him.
Yeah, I knocked him out. Came up behind him and clubbed him in the back of the head. He went down like a sack of sand.
The tattooed one speaks up, banging on his chest.
That's right, lawman. And then we hanged the fuck.
Make them a bit more uncomfortable first, then see if it all adds up.
Mr. Tats, what did you use to knock the victim out?
My fucking elbow, copper. Samurai boxing style.
Where did all this action take place?
Right fucking here. Eugene already told you that the fuck had started coming to our bar.
Yeah, man. Weren't you listening?
Things aren't quite right here, are they? Composure, 42%.
Titus is solid as a rock, and so are a few others. But
first, tell me who's solid.
Alain, who looks like he might be Titus's right-hand man, the least antsy of the bunch. Definitely not his first time being questioned by the police. This little rat-faced fellow is solid too. Always fidgety, yes, but no change there. Him neither. Mostly keeps to his tomato juice, or whatever he's got there.
Who's cracking under the pressure? This one. He's sweating profusely and has difficulty breathing. They've smartly kept him out of the conversation thus far. Definitely the weakest link in the chain. Hey you, turn to the big guy. You having trouble breathing over there?
No.
He looks up, startled, his forehead shiny from sweat. A few coiled locks are peeking out from under his warm woolen hat.
Of course he's having trouble breathing. Just look at how fucking fat he is.
The man next to the big guy bursts out laughing.
Fuck off, Shanky. Angus is a powerful guy. All muscle.
Keep your eye on this powerful guy. Sooner or later, he's going to break like a piece of twig.
There's something you're not telling me.
And fuck you too, Copper. Picking on Angus like this. We're done with this schoolyard shit. And just so you know, he doesn't have trouble breathing.
His all-muscle comment wasn't sarcastic. He's genuinely trying to look out for Angus. This one is a stone wall. You won't get more out of them about the night of the murder. Not yet.
Right, I have other questions about the lynching.
Like what, Copper?
So what are we going to do now?
Nothing. Your investigation here is done. Leave Martinez, go back to your stations where you belong.
I think we're going to stick around, thanks. Some things don't add up here, Titus.
The lieutenant closes his notebook.
I've done this job for long enough to know that people don't just confess to first-degree murder. Even if it is a group responsibility, we're going to look into this.
Good luck with that. You've heard everything a rent-a-cop is gonna hear from us. Real law officials. You're lucky you didn't get 'em beaten.
Godly established authority. Double six.
Establish authority. Yes. Authority. Feverish thoughts race through your mind.
That's it? That's all I got.
Did you already try the gun thing? I hear the gun thing is excellent and has great results. You're probably right. The others are only there for filler. To make the gun thing pop.
Kim, I need your gun.
Why?
This is not what he thinks it is. This is a great idea. I'm afraid it's not what you think it is either.
What? Who, me? What is it?
Yes. You. Stop talking out loud. You sound like you're unraveling.
Everybody calm down. This is only a demonstration. Turn to Kim. Kim, the gun, please.
What in the name of fuck are you doing?
But I don't want to give you my gun.
The fuck is happening, Titus? What are they whispering about?
Easy, Shanks. I want to see where this is going.
I want to turn back.
There is no back.
Detective, we don't have to demonstrate anything. Let's just get back to the questions.
I'm not scared anymore. I know what I have to do.
And what is that?
He does not like that phrasing. Neither do I.
I know what I'm doing. It's not my first day on the police job.
Police job?
He tilts his head to the side as if inspecting you. A brief moment passes in silence, then...
Be careful, it's loaded.
He unholsters and gives you his firearm. It feels oddly light and buzzing in your hand, like a funny toy.
Good. Now put it in your mouth.
But I want to point it at them.
I want to point it at them. Quit your whining. Everyone knows how to do that. You're a special man. You're going to point it at yourself. Go ahead. Show them.
And I don't want to do this. This is too ass. How long ago is this? This is 40 minutes ago. Ah, dude. I gotta go back. I gotta stop doing the random things. Are we done talking about the crypto
hello,
shit?
dear. There you are again.
Yeah. Alright, let's just match through this.
Let me handle.
You seem like...
You are far from home, Lieutenant.
You're not a
That's
gardener.
right. I'm not a gardener. I'm a legal counselor for the Dock Workers Union.
You did seem friendlier.
You are looking at Titus.
It doesn't...
She says nothing.
Like I already told you, I'm a legal aggressive.
So you were spying on us, and now you represent murder suspects. Just dock workers.
Listen, you moral intern lackeys. You're a mob, enforcing the unlawful privatization of Revachol. 20 fat men in the Occident are stealing it all, and you're their bodyguards.
Fuck yeah.
So ask what you came to ask, or get back to your commanders. Let's.
It's a bowl. There's spit in it, reeking of tobacco. Photos of men in overalls, toting guns and Union placards. You see hawthorn bushes outside.
Behind the dockworkers, a ceiling-height window. The hawthorn branches scrape the glass like bony fingers.
Wind.
There's a little slide panel up there to let some air in. No need to open it in spring. It's still too cold outside.
-12. It's not time yet. Okay. Alright, let's go to Elysium.
Detective.
Don't say anything yet.
Hey, dipshit. You hard of hearing or something? The boss man's talking to you.
Cross your arms.
What, is he fucking kidding? This guy high or something?
Hey, asshole, up here. We're talking to you.
We're looking for Titus Hardy.
We need to talk about the hanged man out back.
Oh, this is a...
Oh, he was...
I can't...
You might want to...
Do a head count first.
In the
Start
room.
sitting across, and then the M in the far corner. Standard
And the
room
little guy?
size. In conclusion, these 7 are the actors on the crime scene. The foot exact.
The fuck is with you, fella?
Found 8 sets of footprints.
Actually,
She.
shut the fuck.
So let me...
That's right. You're not
Good.
There's no point in pushing it further, he thinks. This is already
the Brit.
Funny. But my partner and I have...
Container belt? Because we did this. God.
No.
all 7.
How many people?
Or send them to Reunion to rot. For 20 years.
But you see, a law.
Are you there? Do
Call
you
the
think-
shots.
Trick question. Don't let her lead the
Calls the shots.
Who do you fucking think does?
But she did.
Wasn't a
This asshole.
I think.
Yes, there are some...
When did this
don't-
occur?
Lizzie, relax.
known.
Yeah.
Quiet.
By the...
No. Why don't you ask?
That's enough insinuation.
Why did
for
you
today.
kill him?
Why? I am.
What kind?
The kind.
A live grenade.
This one.
Now there was a roll, and I'll be mad if I failed the roll.
He was sent by the wild. Wrong.
From rape. He regrets
To kill us all.
Yeah,
He grabs...
yeah. Show me your con. Why don't you show me your con?
Aren't you?
Yeah.
Seems like they don't want to
think.
talk about that rape.
No. We have.
Didn't they?
You're pretty
The autopsy...
Maybe
Yeah.
not.
That's right.
Make them a bit more uncomfortable first. Then
Yeah, it's
see
this
if it
one.
all adds up.
My fucking elbow, Copper. Right fucking...
Yeah, man. Weren't you listening?
Actually,
You bitch! Now we're gonna have to retry that over and over until it works. God damn it.
Let me...
You seem...
You are far from home, Lieutenant.
not.
You are look... That's...
It does...
She says nothing.
Obviously, I'm a lawyer.
This is where you say your bed.
It's gonna keep failing over and over again.
Detective.
Oh,
You should.
Oh, he was...
I can't.
You might want...
Do a head count first. Start sitting across, and then the M in the far corner. Size in conclusion. Exact.
The fuck is with you, fella? Why do you... Or what?
Actually,
She.
shut the fuck.
So let...
That's... You're not...
Good.
There's no point in pushing it.
The pretty...
Funny.
Contain... Because we did this. God.
No.
All 7.
How many...
Or send them to Reunion to rot. For 20 years.
But you see, a lawman, is why I am.
What kind?
The kind...
A live grenade.
This one.
I can't prove it. Wrong.
From rape. He regrets.
To kill us.
Yeah,
He grabbed someone?
yeah. Show me your con. Why don't...
Aren't you?
Yeah.
Seems like they don't want to talk about that rape Titus mentioned. Why not? This is a serious.
Aren't you fuck...
Yeah.
Seems like they don't want.
No. You're not getting it. We have...
Didn't they?
You're pretty.
The autopsy...
Yeah.
That's right.
Make them.
Come on.
My fucking elbow. Right fucking...
Yeah, man. Weren't you listening?
Actually,
Fucking bitch. I knew it. Nothing's ever gonna be easy. This is my punishment for pussing out.
Let me handle this.
Failing the rolls is just
You are far from
so
home, Lieutenant.
horrible. I hate it.
That's right. I'm not a gardener.
When you
I'm a
because
legal counselor
the failure things you start saying are so crazy.
She says nothing. Her glare speaks.
Like I already.
This is where you say your bed.
Detective.
Oh,
You should.
Oh, he was.
I can't.
You might want.
Do a head count first. Start sitting across, and then in the far corner. So in conclusion, exact.
The fuck is with you, fella?
What? Oh, actually,
She.
shut up.
So let. That's.
And then here you go
There's
straight
no
to
point in pushing it further.
The container belt. Because we did this. God.
No.
All 7.
how did you kill him?
You're pretty.
The autopsy.
Yeah, that's
Make them
My fucking elbow go right fucking here.
actually.
Come on, dude.
This is where you say your bed.
I just want to save that
Detective.
bullshit. It was too awful.
Oh,
You.
Oh, he.
I can't.
You might.
Do it starting from the right, sitting across, and then in the far side. In conclusion, exact.
The fuck is with you? What? Or
Actually,
She.
shut the fuck.
so let me. That's you're not
Good.
There's no point in pushing it further.
the
Funny. But my partner.
because we did this. God,
No.
All 7.
we.
You're pretty.
The autopsy.
Yeah, that's
Make them a bit.
My fucking right fucking here.
Titus
There.
is solid as a rock, and so are Elaine. This hymne.
Having trouble breathing over there?
Keep your eye on this. Power.
Something you're not telling me.
This one is a stone wall. You won't get more out of.
like what, cop? How many?
Or send them to reunion to rot.
But you see,
Are you
Bomb
there?
shots.
You think you...
A trick question.
who do you fucking think does?
It wasn't
This.
I think.
Yes. There are some administrative.
When did it occur?
own him.
Yeah.
Quiet.
By
No. What?
That's enough insinuation.
Why did you kill him?
I am
what kind?
the kind.
A live grenade.
This one
I can't prove it. Wrong.
from
Kill us.
Yeah,
He grabbed.
yeah. Show me your con. Why don't
Aren't you?
Yeah.
seems like they don't want to talk about it.
No. How many people have you sent?
Or send them to
No,
reunion
no,
to
no,
rot.
no,
But
no.
you see, a lawman.
So what are we going to do now?
Nothing.
I think we're going to stick around. I've done this job.
Good luck with that.
There. I should have just left and saved before I did that shit. Praying for a double 6 is terrible. Really stupid.
Behind the dock workers, a ceiling
Not time yet?
window. There's a little slide panel up there to.
Alright. Guy's gone. It's all about money, you know. So true. Now what?
The tracks are as they have ever been. A bit more worn, perhaps. Fortunately.
Okay, this is for Wednesday. It's Tuesday right now. Build Monday. report back to the cleaning lady, huh? So melodramatic. Victor would hate it. Who are you? You see a sturdy woman humming to herself. She seems to be browsing books. A good one? Point at the book.
Yes? Hello?
She nods, her attention fully focused on reading. Who are you?
Me? No one. I'm just a working class woman.
She doesn't really want to be disturbed that much. If she's such a working class woman, why isn't she working?
Shouldn't a working class woman be working?
Not all the time. Right now I'm browsing books. Even a working class woman needs something to read.
I'm a policeman.
I know you are.
Good then.
Mm-hmm.
She reverts her attention to the soggy books on her bookstand. Do you need the help of a policeman? No, I just want to ask her about the thing.
What with?
That's all for the moment.
The woman before you nods and returns to her reading.
We haven't been in here. Hello?
Welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People. My name is Plaisance.
The clerk extends a greeting.
Be welcome, and please take responsibility for the energy you bring into this space.
So are you the owner of this store?
I am the proudest owner of our little shop of culture.
Her voice is high-pitched as if to give it more penetration. Your daughter is the one standing outside the store, right?
Annette, yes, my daughter. I hope she wasn't slacking off again with her nose in science fiction. Tell me, was she at her post doing her job like a proper girl?
Yes, of course.
Wonderful. Did you talk to her?
Yes.
Great. On a scale of 1 to 10, how compelled were you to buy books after talking with her?
Her opinion of her daughter depends on how well she lured you into the store.
And she's certainly very polite and helpful.
My precious, her dedication brings joy to my heart. If you have children, I hope they turn out as great as my Annette.
I get she's a trooper, alright. She looks like she can take it, but it's actually wearing her down. You know, she's been biting her nails.
God. I've told her not to do that. It's such a disgusting habit. She'll get over it. Anxiety is a part of life.
A part of hers, too, clearly.
Okay, forget it.
The woman before you scans the store, her shoulders rigid and tense. Every now and then, she nudges her glasses.
What if I want to buy a book?
Then why are you talking to me? Everything is on the shelves to browse. Don't you feel compelled to buy anything? See those shelves there? Go. Be drawn.
Alright, I'll take a look then.
She smiles and nods, seemingly relieved.
Do I want any books? I don't know.
A small mountain of colorful board game boxes.
No.
The display rack is brimming with worn paperbacks featuring an extremely muscular, sword-wielding barbarian on the cover. Nearly all the titles contain the word Hyundai somewhere.
No. We don't have time to read books. We're a policeman. Open the door, asshole. So who knows something about the 8th Hardy Boy?
Life doesn't need to be a struggle.
He covers his mouth to hide a burp.
I'll be with you in a moment, officer. Let me just finish my sandwich. Talk to Angry Hard René first.
Dude, you've been eating that sandwich for like a day.
Have you no shame? Whining about your...
René,
I'm trying to, but you keep breaking my concentration. You're old. I can see that. We're both old.
Wait, we've gone through this before.
See?
Ah.
I hope you pass out from it.
You're...
Sure, officer. I am René.
Why is
René Arnaud. And my specially abled partner here is Gaston Martin. How can we help you?
have I? Oh shit! The save was before I talked to them. Oh
He
no!
doesn't know about the crime. Your time is better spent discussing politics.
If I knew...
This is a man with a lot of past, but...
Yes. The terrain here provides an... I do. Fire from heavy art. Why what? Because that's what happens when communards hijack your country. Execute your supreme... Sadly, should have...
It was probably a bit more complicated than that.
Because this place... Yes, Martinez was used as one of the 3 footholds in Revachol. This here is...
blood ground. You got old René going there.
Explains all the war damage.
The rest...
Well...
You don't even...
Thinking men have opinions on these things. Present one.
I'm sorry. I would.
This...
Instead, this is just what the commies wanted. Damn free.
He slouches as he says that.
A true king in both the suzerain. It's no use talking to you. You were still in Daddy's balls when it happened. When we took our last stand against the filth and rode the cavalry.
Oh, I failed that. Oh, that sucks. Or I succeeded, but now I have to.
As René turns from you, too, a crowned head, a small blue...
For bright.
It's a conflicted topic for the old veteran.
For doing...
He saved some muddy...
It was on king, alas.
Purple.
To keep the law. The rebels were smart. I got shot, then his...
Hang on to the story. Veterans get sentimental.
I grabbed...
Capit.
The Bane.
When I came to... The Dink had taken numerous flesh wounds and lost a lot of blood. But despite missing his jaw, he seemed hesitant to die. Tougher than he looked, that one. He didn't. I hoisted the prick on my back and started crawling. Through some miracle. He was the commanding officer and I was...
You sense he's downplaying the old...
What? And...
Is that pride in his voice? It's deep down.
Maybe. Oh...
Do not speak of what you know not. Bah!
Oh...
I'm not!
You should try to come up with a heroic story of your own. Impress this... It's clear you like the hard stuff, Bruta. Evening, the vows, lower into fascism, Bruta. Many things, but it's mostly, yes, woman. That's what fascism boils down to. You're going to keep your... for the nation. Smart.
Yeah, okay. Now we're a fascist there. Tire tracks leading onto the roof. The slush and rain has almost washed them off. Onto the roof, dude. Doesn't sound good. That was our car. I don't think we did anything else though. So now we need to find out about the last Hardy boy. Oh yeah, we can talk to the other old guy. We didn't finish that.
I have really outdone myself. This is divine.
Yes, that's what you need, Gaston. More padding on that fat ass of yours. I hope your heart gives out.
René, it's a little pleasures. Life doesn't need to be a struggle. Hello, officer. How might I be of assistance on this fine day?
Tell me, what do you know about the dead man?
Let me think. I heard someone was hanged and left on a tree for a week. But that's all I know, really.
Come on, you must have heard something.
No, officers, I'm sorry. And I really would like to assist. You are both good guys. I can see that.
Then help them, you wimp. You have plenty of shoulder with the ghost caviar in the Union. Someone must know something.
He means caviar socialists.
I wish I could, but I just don't know anything. I always keep my nose clean and don't gossip. Everyone knows and respects that.
Respects?
The old carabineer can't believe what he's hearing. Sounds like a bit like you're holding back.
I'm not even anyone.
Of course he's holding back. His mouth is so full of Union prick he can't even speak properly.
Can I at least finish my fucking sentence before you piss on it? Is that okay, René? I'm not anyone important in the Union. I just know Evrard.
How do you know Evrard?
Everyone in Martinez knows the Clare brothers. I taught these boys human studies and history in the gymnasium.
What do you know about history? You never witnessed history. Only heard about it years later, when it had already moved on. You don't know history.
The old soldier mumbles something under his breath and turns to face the sea. There he stands, proud, rigid and alone, like a cracking marble statue.
Let's try not to get caught in a crossfire.
Lest we leave riddled with bullet holes. This animosity is ancient.
Are you a Union member?
Oh, in many ways, yes. Like an honorary member. I attend meetings and parties, help with little things. Evrard, Edgar, and the older debardeurs all know me.
So you're not an actual member?
Not in the technical sense. I don't have a vote or a membership card, but Evrard keeps me on the payroll, just for the little things.
Of course he's not a member. He's not a member of anything. I knew that. He's a Weservein. Turns to where the wind blows and tries to look important. I hate the socialist rabble, but even siding with them is better than living your entire life on the fence. Never committing to anything. Pick a damn side already.
What are the little things you do for Evrard?
Writing work mostly. Occasionally, he needs something written, and I happen to have a way with words, people say.
What kind of things do you write for?
Oh, nothing official, I assure you. Just essays for the newspapers. About Martinez and how things are and how they could be. Evrard and I have these long talks where...
Well, he tells his little pen man exactly what to say. It's commie propaganda, plain and simple. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Are you a caviar socialist?
I don't even consider myself a regular socialist. Politics is not really something I involve myself in, officer.
Wait, how can you write those newspaper pieces if you're not political?
Officer, I have a vivid imagination. And like I said, I have a way with words. That's enough. No need to sink into politics.
He's just a propagandist.
He just fluffs it up.
Of course. Don't sink into anything. Don't sink into any fight. Only sink into your couch.
So you are a better Weathervane.
I prefer highly adaptable myself. Has a better ring to hit, don't you think?
Mon Dieu.
The Carabinero closes his eyes like he's never going to open them again. Thanks. That's all for now.
No, thank you. For being consummate professionals. You'll have this case wrapped up in no time.
Bye for now. Yeah, we should go, But what did she want? Yeah, she wanted us to find out more about the drug stuff. So let's go talk to the blabbermouth again. You have anything new to say? No. We do have to go talk to Evrard again and, like, lie to him or something about the door.
Hola, wandering man. How can I help you?
Actually, do you know anything about the Hardy Boys?
Los Ardis? They're an independent militant group. A bit too high-strung, but it comes with the responsibility. They're sort of like you. Preserve the rule of law and all that. Except it's Everard's law. But really, they're just like you.
Is he actually comparing you, an officer of the law, to some neighborhood vigilantes? Come on. He's just trying to keep the peace.
Let it go.
The man whispers a jaunty tune. A coastal breeze ruffles his hair.
Juno told me you were supposed to know about the arm.
The little boy had it good on his promise.
Promise?
To get me into trouble. To sick the pigs on me. Pardon the choice of words. Not mine.
What happened?
I was asked to look into that armor situation. Official Union probe, you know. Track it down, see who took it.
Did you?
At first I thought, why not? Maybe the pieces can feed the strike. Buy us a few more days under the sun, you know? So I went to this boy. He said he'll make me his prison bitch. He's got eyes everywhere, and the cops in his pocket, and he's the king of Jamrock. Serves me right for doing menial footwork. I dropped that probe right then and there, and it still got me into trouble. One bad move is all it takes.
The probe into the armor. What did you learn?
I learned that people don't want to talk to a drunk Union man about some armor.
What else?
Not much. Technical stuff mostly. That was the interesting part.
What sort of technical stuff?
I did some research into this armadura. Let's say I have friends at the library. I didn't get into the material science, just how it comes off.
How does it come off?
In parts. 4 in total. The helmet was the first to go. The kid says he tore it off and kicked it into the sea. I believe him. The boots were still on the guy last I saw. Too hard to remove. So, as I count, there are 2 parts missing. The gauntlets and the cuirass. This is where I left off. Too much hassle. More like a job for some militia.
4 pieces of armor up for grabs then, but I already sent the boots away.
I guess you won't be collecting them all then. That's less work for you at least.
Actually, I may have better things to do.
I agree, officer. Let's focus on the hanging, and later some junior officers can take care of the rest.
Nice. From what I learned, there was a very heavy, boring set of armor.
Thank you for the cooperation, sir.
No problem. If you see that kid, thank him from Call Me Mañana. Thank him for showing me the way.
He is sincerely grateful he is not tracking down pieces of armor right now.
That weasel I visited. Nah, let's not talk to him about that. Well, okay, maybe.
Hola, wandering man.
That weasel I visited. Turns out he has one hell of a colonial mug collection.
Yeah, the janitor who gave me the key to his apartment said the guy's a bit of an asshole.
All I'm saying is he had a lot of mugs.
Like I said before, I don't know much about this weasel, but the bossman said he's a real piece of work. Thanks for helping out, friend.
Okay. Anything worth calling?
The already familiar cold touch of plastic welcomes you as you pick up the handset.
Insert 10 cents.
The machine swallows your coin and seems to be waiting for your next move.
Let your muscle memory dial a random number.
Your fingers run over the dial pad. 005. That's the dialing code for Revachol. 4952, and a moment of hesitation before entering the final numbers. 993. Calling. Still calling. Then...
Video Revachol, 24-hour video rental. We rent 8 and 10mm film for home use. This is Lummy. How may I help you?
The voice of a youngster on the other end sounds as enthusiastic as that of a man walking towards the gallows.
What is this place?
Video Revachol is a 24-hour video rental. We rent 8 and 10mm film for home use. This is Lummy.
Do you know me?
No.
Why did I call you?
Maybe you called to extend your rental period? Do you need to extend your rental period?
Hang on. So I do know my name. Looks dangerous. Use this as... Oh, now I can open it. I don't know why it didn't work before.
Mister. I knew you'd be back to talk with old Leo here. Yes, I did. It's like Lady Lariche said when she opened a bathhouse in the basement of my apartment building. They can only get so far before they're aching to get back. And lots of folk really did keep coming back.
I had some questions for you if that's not too much trouble.
No trouble at all, mister. No trouble at all. It's like that old saying goes, wisdom withers if not shared. And old Leo is always up for sharing.
You're Ubi, right?
Oh yes, born and raised in Arish, mister. Mum had to leave my dad after he got a bit violent. Took us here to the new world. I was about 10 then, too old to lose my accent then. People say us Ubis are up to all sorts of trouble with sheep and other animals and whatnot. I just want you to know there was never any of that where I come from. No sir, those are just nasty rumors.
Thank you for clarifying that, sir.
Oh, that one.
Told you.
What are you doing with the
I'm
containers?
just making some covers for them containers here. Sure, mister. About what?
Okay, so I think we basically know... We don't really know anything about any drug operation. I haven't been able to ask anyone about anything like that.
Mr. Dubois, a pleasure as always. You don't have to sit down this time, since you've already sat on that chair.
I'm told the union is involved in the local drug trade.
What? Harry, how could you say that to me? You know I appreciate a joke as much as any Johnny Fat Guy, but I can't take slander. Are you actually investigating this?
No comment.
Harry, you wound me, Harry, in the heart. But I trust you to put this to bed. Do what you must, and let's change the subject, shall we?
He's hiding his real reaction beneath courtesy.
Thank you for your understanding. We will continue to do what we must.
You too, Lieutenant. You know, I like you, but you never were my favorite. I'm a Harry guy. I'm Team Harry.
None taken. Did we have anything else to do here, Harry?
Let's talk about my lost gun.
Yes, your lost gun. My best men are on it. They're turning every stone, searching every playground, asking kids, grandmas, everyone. Your gun will be found, Harry. Let me assure you of that. It's just a matter of time and effort.
The only way to find it seems to be working with him. He might even be holding your gun hostage.
Hold on, could he really hold my gun hostage?
Who knows? Only one thing is certain. If you work with him, you're going to get it back. And working with him might be the only way to do it.
I will not be blackmailed with this gun business.
Harry! I was only trying to be tactful. A lost gun is a dangerous thing. I can't have it around in my neighborhood. Kids could be playing gun roulette with it as we speak. Teenage gangs could be arming themselves. Get a hold of yourself, Harry.
I assure you, we are working on locating the missing sidearm as well.
The lieutenant is concerned about the lost gun and feels that the fact you haven't prioritized looking for it is unfortunate, if inevitable, and doesn't put the RCM in a good light.
I haven't been able to look for it at all.
Excellent, Mr. Kitsuragi. That's excellent news. Looks like we have a friendly gun-finding competition on our hands.
I met Joyce, the company representative.
Oh, that's very nice. I haven't gotten around to her yet. I'm very, very busy, you see. I hope you're getting along. One thing I want to make very clear, Harry, is that this is not some kind of union versus corporation situation. Everyone is just pals here.
Just pals.
We're all trying to do what's best for Martinez. Don't feel like you can't cooperate with her because you and I are such good friends and I helped you get the body down. And I'm helping you find your gun. I'm not a jealous guy.
Why haven't you let her in to see you?
If she actually wants to see me, she will find a way. Any good negotiator would. And I just don't have anything to discuss with a bad negotiator.
He doesn't want to see her. It's as simple as that.
Let's talk about something else.
Of course, Harry. Let me just assure you one more time. It's perfectly okay to share anything we discuss here with this Joyce. This is a completely transparent organization. I have no interest in what she is doing, but I myself have nothing to hide. Your business is your business, and I respect your privacy. Just remember, none of this is secret. Tell her about all of it. My brother's picture, my singing swordfish clock. Tell her how overweight I am and how I'm helping you find your lost gun. Tell her about everything. Everett doesn't mind.
It is rather interesting to tell people things about each other, isn't it? It was nice telling him about her right now.
See you soon, Debardeur. Just kidding, but not too much.
What are we supposed to do this day? I'm feeling a little bit lost. Go to Kuno. Ask around about tattoos' possible meaning. I don't want to do this. Report back to cleaning lady. Well, we can call Alice.
Before the cargo container. It's true.
Okay. I thought you could chain cutter open it, but guess not. We should talk to Rene about the guard booth, because he has vision of the whole yard. I don't think we can really get anything else out of Measurehead.
The unpromising race pupil returns.
Know anything about this mug? Show him the mug.
He does not so much as glance at the object.
Put this into the trash lately?
Stop showing me your pathetic cup. I have no interest in it.
Why are you not with the Hardy Boys?
I am not the first line of defense. I am the last. In addition, these so-called Hardy Boys are an effeminate clique of bodybuilders. Their company is spiritually degrading.
They're all part of the Union.
The Hardy manlets are on the pay of the company. I answer to the Union alone. And I do this out of race heroism. Finance is an alien concept to the Seminoles. Now leave me be. I must luxuriate in the company of my woman.
What are those tattoos of yours supposed to mean?
Racists are generally not very good examples of their race.
He gestures towards the lorryman down the street.
Welcome to Revachol. You hear him yell at a redhead woman visiting the fritter nearby. He must think redheads are immigrants. I am not like them. I am craniometric perfection. I have taken the trouble to permanently draw a phrenologic grid on my skull and features. This should dispel any doubt.
Say nothing.
Your silence betrays your inferiority.
Oh, I wanted to
You do
ask
not
him.
have a reply. You should enter a deep race slumber. Perhaps in 4,000 years, there is need for a servile homunculus.
I wanted to ask him about tattoos.
An intricate web of it almost looks like they for you to discover. It's just a racist mug. What's there to read here? Not much.
There's quite a lot to read into here, actually. Look at all that content.
Oh boy, here we go. What are you going to say about a broken, tossed-away mug that you dug out of the garbage?
The mug didn't belong in the trash, it was just a funny mug. Can't anyone laugh anymore?
Understood. You're that kind of detective. Why don't you get back to your case?
This shirt is just better. The other one gives -2. This is conceptual. Let's use the logic shirt. Oh, it was a jacket. Never mind. I thought it was a shirt. Bonus half-light instead of electrochemistry. At 7 o'clock we'll finish the Wasteland of Reality. Finishing all those tonight. So what did we say? We need to go talk to Kuno. And we need to talk to Joyce again, I suppose. Mm.
Now it's turning into a kind of a...
Yeah, it is snowing today instead of rainy. When rally, I'm probably gonna sandbag this rally really hard. I'm too sick to really want to practice right now. But I'll do a little bit. Maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow.
Fuck does Kuno care?
About the crime scene, you kids often play in this yard?
Right, Pig. This is where Kuno plays with his little wooden choo-choo. What do you want with it?
The dead man's clothes were in the trash container. How did they get there?
Yeah, Kuno doesn't know shit about that. That shit is beneath Kuno.
Right. About something else then.
Shoot that shit at Kuno, dumpster diver.
Yeah, I'm sick. The keto flu. I searched for the 6 things that you should never Google. Okay. And then you died. The ladder, ever climb it?
Look at that fucking shit. You're trying to get Kuno killed.
You would say that the ladder is unclimbable.
Fuck does Kuno know? Kuno's not a fucking acrobat.
The lieutenant takes a quick note in his notebook.
It's a trap, Kuno! Don't climb it, Kuno!
What's in the greenhouse over there?
Dunno. Kipta's gardener used to work there.
Hold on, the gardener used to work there?
Yeah, that's what Kuno said. She couldn't handle the heat, so she took off. Kuno can take it. Shit's nothing to Kuno.
He filled his lung with the rancid air, his eyes getting a little watery. The gardener? She's actually not a gardener. Turns out she's a union fixer.
The fuck does this have to do with the Kuno? Kuno doesn't give a shit who she is. Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit.
I gotta ask, who is Kuno?
Kuno's Kuno, Pig?
The boy points to his chest with both thumbs.
It's always Kuno, never I. Clearly the kid's using the third-person perspective as a shield.
Kuno? Is that some kind of gang name?
Yeah, Kuno's in a fucking gang. In a bang gang. Kuno bangs for Maggie, bangs for Mazda, bangs for Revachol.
He lays the names out there with pride and precision, like cards on a table. Right when he's getting distracted, there's a malevolent hiss behind the fence.
Watch out, Kuno! He's trying to fiddle you! He's gonna put his hands on you!
The thing behind the fence starts squealing, shrill and violent like a fire alarm.
Help! Pig's got Kuno! Help! Rape!
The sound gets louder as the child shouts at the window overlooking the yard.
Help! He's got the Kuno, help!
Just answer the questions.
Help! He's digging his dick out!
Escalate, Kuno! His dick is out! You're afraid!
Pigs in here, Kuno! Somebody, please!
It's full blast now, the wind carrying the message far and wide across Martinez.
How did we get here? How did this happen? This makes no sense. There may still be a way out. Just
Physical instrument. Shut him down. Are you high right now?
Help! Misters, help!
He prances around, eyes bulging out of their sockets, rolling hard, yelling at the windows. You know there are, like, no cops here.
He's having the time of his life. Total ecstasy. Fuck the pig.
He's flashing Kuno! He's showing his genitals! If you don't help Kuno now, it'll be too late!
Don't punch him, it's a bad idea.
Look.
Kuno whispers as you retreat, vanishingly silent.
I know you wanted to hit me. You got that, I'm gonna fuck that Kuno up look, that Kuno's dad gets. The murder look. The rage look.
Relax. He can't read your mind. He doesn't know you were thinking that.
How do you know that? No.
I know what you thought. I'm gonna fuck that Kuno up. I'm gonna shut that shit down. You know what? You should've, because now
He raises his voice again.
you're nothing. You're a joke to Kuno. Kuno laughs at you. King Kuno!
He spreads his arms, taking dominion over the yard.
The whole charade was about establishing dominance over you. You backing up means he's succeeded.
Kuno turned you into his prison, bitch! You're gonna be in this shit with Kuno!
No, you're not. We can just leave.
Bitch, you're gonna be in this shit with Kuno forever!
Leave. What is it? Is there still something here that we missed?
What do you see?
No. Right. Let's go talk to Joyce. I don't feel like we know anything about this drug business, though. Oh yeah, we can talk to Renee first.
The purity of snow always reminds me of the purity of a man's soul, if he's got principles.
Renee, I found your guard booth.
Yes, the Debardeurs Union pays me to stand vigil during the nights. Not out of any political allegiance, mind you. I'm an old man. Don't sleep more than a few hours every night anyway, and money is tight.
He feels like he has to justify himself for some reason.
You must have seen something on the night of the murder. Your booth looks right into the yard.
Yes, it does. Unfortunately, I wasn't working that night. Been on a 2-week leave since last Monday.
So who was working your shift that night?
No one. The booth has been unmanned since last Monday. There's no other guard. It's just me.
No one has been guarding the container yard since last Monday.
Yes. It's not actually an issue. I mean...
Look, officer. The container yard doesn't actually need a guardsman. Never had one before René. Monsieur Claire had that booth built specially for him. It's mostly decorative.
Mostly decorative?
The possibility of someone being in there is enough to discourage any ill-minded individuals.
He tries to argue.
Evrard created this job for René because he knows the Royal Carabiniers' pension of honor and PTSD isn't something a man can live off. A decorated Kingsman collecting tear reflects bad on the whole neighborhood. His words.
There's noise outside. Oh boy. Such dependency. Yeah, such dependency only weakens a man further. Do or die, there's no middle ground.
It's not charity. Not to me.
There's a grimace of pain on the old soldier's face. Looks like he wants to add something, but can't find the words. Finally, his eyes light up and he says,
Up there, I give it all I got. I earned my keep. But you're right, officer. There is no middle ground. It's do or die.
He looks towards the guard booth and sighs.
Yes. Like I said, it would be up anyway, so might as well keep an eye out. It keeps my senses sharp.
Alright. Did I do too much stuff last day? I'm not even sure where to go. You can go back to the old lady first before meeting Joyce. It's on the way. If nothing else, we can read a bunch of books or something. Oh, are these functional now? Signal blue naval coat. I don't know why that wasn't lootable the first day. What? What do you want? What does that do? Suggestion half-light. No, I want esprit de corps. Shivers.
Give me a moment.
I didn't find any counterculture people in apartment 10. It was just a real estate agent setting up the room for new tenants.
I see. I hope some good people are finally going to move in. This place needs them.
I'm sure everything will be fine. This apartment building needs slow change, imperceptibly slow.
Yes. Well, I hope they're good people.
She doesn't know what to say, so she just coughs and repeats.
Your statements are too vague to comment on.
But the others were weird.
What's this? We're getting reports of normal, reasonable, temperate, political opinions somewhere in Martinez.
You must be mistaken. I'm a real radical.
Of course. A radical centrist. In these bright and loud times where 1,000 frequencies drown one another out, sober thinking is a radical act. It's time to become a citizen of the Kingdom of Conscience.
Where is this Kingdom of Conscience?
It is not a place. It is a moment in time that can only arise in the right circumstances. In all of human history, it's only been achieved a handful of times.
How do you bring about these circumstances?
Incrementally. History's greatest catastrophes have been brought about by people trying to make the world a better place. Too quickly. That's the genius of Dolores Day. She recognized that progress is meaningless if its gains are lost because of instability. Real, lasting change can only come about gradually, increment by increment.
But what about all the things that are wrong now?
Tisk tisk. Just because you live in the present doesn't mean you have the right to place your needs above the needs of the future. You may never live to see the Kingdom of Conscience. Your children may not. Even your grandchildren might not. But that's no excuse not to keep working. What rationality? What benevolence?
Okay, wait, is the Kingdom of Conscience really about doing things or just preserving the status quo?
Do you believe the status quo is preferable to chaos and bloodshed?
No.
Then you've never lived through real chaos. Sometimes, in the face of great disaster, defending the status quo is progress.
That sounds mega boring. Count me out.
What you want is immaterial. The kingdom of conscience is coming, whether you like it or not. Only very slowly.
Okay. The graffito says a firing squad for the rich. Oh. So here I'm gonna quick save before I talk to her because I don't really understand the choices entirely.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Tell me again about this drug
The
trafficking.
lorries are still stuck at the roundabout. If the police is asking, one of the drivers might admit to it.
Why didn't you come to the RCM earlier?
We did. On more than one occasion. Apparently, there's some sort of inter-precinct disagreement about whose jurisdiction this area falls under.
We know the company has launched its own probe into the union's alleged involvement. We also know it's come up empty. It's not just the RCM. No one's been able to find any hard evidence.
Well, here's your chance, officers.
Okay, I've made up my mind about the smuggling investigation.
Yes?
Oh, okay. We will take this case, probe the driver, see what it yields.
Excellent. According to my reports, there are at least 3 lorry drivers lingering near the roundabout. Hopefully one of them will know something. It may come to nothing, or it may just blow the case wide open. I can keep the drawbridge up for a few more days at least. You should have the time you need. In the meantime, let me know if there's any other way I may be of assistance.
You know something about these tattoos. Show her the photo.
That's the man who was killed. I'm afraid this is a discussion for once we've cleared the lynching question.
So you know something about the tattoos.
Better not tie the Force Day to the Bat's Day on this. I hope there is something else I can help you with.
She wants to answer the question. Protocol keeps her from it.
What can you tell me about this strike?
Everything. Right up to, but not including, trade secrets.
What's your role in this precisely?
I believe the official title is Senior Labor Negotiator. In practice, I'm a grocery clerk. I relay the union's demands to Wild Pines and return with Wild Pines' counteroffer.
And how are the talks going?
They're not. That's the problem. The union stopped all negotiations a week ago, after that awful lynching took place. Now they won't even let me into the harbor. There's a 2-meter-20 racist behemoth blocking the gates.
You mean Jean-Luc, my race mentor. He's a great teacher, a man of virtue.
Oh, so you've met him. Has he beguiled you with his inane theories?
My colleague has his peculiarities. Let's not go into this particular one just yet.
Of course. To each their own.
How are the talks going before the lynching?
Let's say I was not making the kind of progress I'd hoped for when I first arrived.
And when did you first arrive?
I arrived 3 weeks ago. Yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then. I prefer to do these things on site, like the RCM.
But the strike began in December.
I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gaumont despite concessions he'd granted the union in prior negotiations.
This isn't the first time the union has gone on strike?
Heavens no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. This time their demands are more, I guess you could say, aggressive.
Ludicrous even. It's meant.
What happened to this Gaumont?
Mr. Clare told him to... how did he put it? Fuck off, midget. Gaumont is short of stature, you see.
Okay then.
Yes. Keep in mind, this is a negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before, and who was more than fair with him and the union.
Sounds like usual aggressive posturing.
What are their demands?
There are leaflets everywhere, and banners. What did they say again? Oh yes, every worker
A member of the board.
Most of the workers probably don't know what that means.
Seems like they have no idea about business.
In its defense, another said, demand democracy. Pretty tame stuff compared to every worker a member of the board.
What does that even mean?
It's quite simple, you see. Every time the Wild Pines group makes a decision, about what? About anything really, it needs the signature of each of the 2,200 workers in its Martinez terminal. Just so you understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are they kings of the company, they are also kings of the 72,000 employees of Wild Pines Group.
What are you going to do?
I'm not sure. Naturally, I assume that was just their opening position, a hard-nosed tactic with a side of mockery. But there's been no follow-up, just the same nonsensical slogan repeated over and over again. And now, people are getting lynched, I hear. Behind the whirling in rags. A disastrous situation if there ever was one.
Excuse me, from whom did you hear about this lynching?
I first heard it from the bowyer at the gates. The one whose very name advertises his aversion to work. I think he said it was, "Call me mañana."
This checks out.
The scabs at the gate. Did you put them there?
The scabs? You mean the huddled masses of Jamrock, come to plead for work where the Union refuses to? If they were organized by Wild Pines or its affiliates, then it would be a company secret. I could not share it with you. Not right now, at least.
It's implied. She's open to discussing this matter with you at a later occasion.
What do you think of Everard?
Everard Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. If you can say one thing about him, it's that he always puts the interests of the workers first.
Really?
Of course not. Everard is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where you and I have blood.
That's Everard, all right.
He is the most corrupt individual I have ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone more venal, more irredeemably nepotistic, then it's his twin brother, Edgar.
I remember hearing something about this Edgar.
Have you seen him?
No.
Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. He also talks exactly like Everard does, and when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes over. It's how they circumvent the term limits, you see, with a funny little switcheroo. While in office, they've embezzled God knows how much of their workers' dues.
What about the Union itself outside the Brothers Clare?
The Débardeurs Union was once a perfectly normal institution. 20 years ago, anyway. It must not have been easy to establish under the Emergency Act, but they did it. I can respect that. Organized labor at its best, as they say. Then something happened in the local chapter elections. The Brothers Clare came and transformed it into a... how do you say?
She hesitates, looking for the right expression.
A mob. The Débardeurs are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, we are forced to cooperate with them.
Refreshingly honest, officer. The company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions have only emboldened Everard and his brother.
She turns to you.
And your opinion, detective, if I may ask. I'm a curious and talkative person, you see. Would you say the Débardeurs Union is...
Basically a socialist mob.
Thank you for being candid. Sadly, Wild Pines have cooperated with what amounts to a crime syndicate for 2 decades. However much you feed the wolf always hungers.
One more thing, you said something happened in the elections.
I'm glad you asked. There was a woman, the previous forewoman of the Union. She disappeared.
Disappeared?
Yes. On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore, or coming to work. Ever. End of story.
Kind of extortion, probably.
Indeed. The company suspects foul play, but there's nothing they could do. It was a union matter. The point of the presentation is, these kinds of things happen around the Clares. Watch out when you're dealing with him.
Thank you for your concern, ma'am. We'll be just fine.
Of course. How else can I help?
By the way, I've talked to Ebrard Clare.
You have? And how did you like Mr. Clare?
I didn't.
Oh, come on now. He has his uses. How else would he have stayed in power all these years? Or wait, actually...
She answers her own question.
Corruption. That's how he's done it. Fantastic, Verm-like corruption. Reaching into the bowels of the earth.
She looks at the ground and nods.
The position of my unusual colleague does not reflect official policy. I hope you understand. The RCM does not pick sides.
Of course. And I don't expect you to share anything he told you with me. I'm not a corrupt Verm myself. However, if you felt like discussing something, how could I stop you? Are we not human? Are we not curious to hear another person's take? It's only natural. We would only be gossiping.
Intellectually speaking, it would be quite interesting to hear what she has to say about these things.
Yes, your disgusting necktie agrees completely. Let's
Fuck off.
gossip.
I helped him turn up the heat on the borscht. No, I did the opposite. I'd rather talk about something else for now, if you don't mind.
Of course, Detective. Should something come up later, down the road, don't be afraid to drop by for a chat. Until then, is there anything I can help you with?
No.
Wow, you work hard.
I do?
Oh, yes. You hustle. You're a provider. It's tough out there, but you keep it real and provide.
I guess I do, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like a horse. A workhorse. For hard work.
What hard work do I do exactly?
Look at yourself. You're a human pedometer. You must have walked 200,000 steps down cracked asphalt, mosaic, sand, and linoleum after you re-emerged. That is the sign of a hustler who never gives up. The world is harsh and people are evil. You didn't make it that way, and you won't let it break you. You ride.
Yeah, I ride. A little.
A little? You make money. You got gills, baby. Got those black papers with the faces of the innocents on them. You bring in the Franco Negros and the Solas. It ain't easy, but you do it. Day in and day out. You didn't make the rules, but you won't lose. You're a cop, and a sprinter, and a money printer.
I guess I made some gills, sure.
Sure. And has it been easy? Is life easy? Have you not gone into cardiac arrest? Are you not about to have an anxiety attack or shoot yourself in the mouth? But you still hustle 24/7, ride or die. Now, ask yourself, are you rich?
No.
That's right. You work harder than anyone. You almost rode yourself to the grave, and you're still practically a hobo. Why is that?
Fucking taxes, man.
That's right. 100%. Fucking G-Man's got his jam-covered sticky fingers in your pocket, stealing from you every time you buy, sell, walk, talk, fart, so much as sneeze. Aren't taxes almost non-existent in the Gotham estate that is Revachol?
Thought there were no tax.
You and I both, but they got those indirect modes of taxation. Sales tax, excise duty, extraction tax. This tax that doesn't even have a name. Plus, there's the stuff people in other countries pay for that makes them ask for more money from you here. The Gotham estate's a myth. In total, the coalition government is taking 98% of all your money.
I don't even know. What the fuck do you even mean when you say a free market type? That seems like a pretty big number.
What are you not sure about? They're milking your nipples till they bleed. Can't you see? Aren't you sick and tired of having bloody nipples?
Bleeding nipples are kind of a pain, but how will deregulation help with that? Opt in, but only a little.
It's all about the tax issue, hustler. No other problem in the world is as pressing as top marginal tax rates. And don't you fucking forget it.
Okay. I think it's been a short stream, but I think I'm gonna stop here. I'm too fucking tired. I'm just gonna go and watch TV all day. See if I stream more tonight. Or not. Anyway, I'll see you later. Bye-bye.